just spent the entire night preparing for this exam. Fortunately, there at the hall, the questions are the very same thing you spent the previous night studying, only to realize you cannot remember any single one of it. Does it sound familiar? José Silva discovered why this happens and how to fix it. Today, I'm going to show you how to read so that you actually remember what you read. Silva's mind control method reveals that the problem isn't your brain, it's how you're reading. I'm going to give you 4 specific techniques to transform how you read and remember. Let's get into it. Most of us read the same way we were taught in school. We sit down, open the book, and start reading from word 1. Our eyes move across the page. We finish a chapter. We close the book. And then, nothing sticks. A week later, someone mentions the book. We remember we read it, but we can't recall the main ideas. We can't explain what we learned. We just have this vague sense that we read something about something. It's frustrating because we spent hours reading. We put in the time, but our brain treated those hours like watching scenery pass by on a highway. It all blurred together. Silva realized that this happens because we're reading passively. We're letting words flow past our eyes without giving our brain a reason to hold on to them. It's like trying to catch water with your bare hands. The information just slides right through. Imagine someone is telling you a story, but they're speaking in a monotone voice, never making eye contact, and showing no emotion. Even if the story is interesting, your brain checks out. It has no hooks to grab onto. That's what passive reading does. Your eyes see the words, but your brain never gets the signal that this information is worth storing. So it doesn't. It's not forgotten. It was never properly filed in the first place. Silva's approach to reading is completely different. He taught that reading should be an active conversation with the material. Your brain needs interest, emotion, and connection to remember anything. So you have to deliberately create those things while you read. Here are 4 techniques Silva developed specifically for reading retention. These will change how you absorb information from books. 1. The pre-reading interest builder. Most people just open a book and start reading. Silva said that's backwards. Before you read a single word, you need to create interest in your mind. Here's how it works. Before you start a chapter or section, spend 2 minutes building anticipation. Look at the chapter title, read any subheadings, scan the first and last paragraph. Now ask yourself what you want to learn from this section. Let's say you're reading a book about productivity and the next chapter is called The Power of Morning Routines. Before diving in, think about your own morning. Think about how chaotic it feels. Wonder what successful people do differently. Get curious about what you might learn. This does something powerful. It primes your brain to look for answers. Now, when you read, you're hunting for information instead of just consuming it. Your brain knows what it's looking for, so it pays attention. Silva used to tell his students about a man who could read medical textbooks and remember almost everything. His secret wasn't a photographic memory. Before reading each chapter, he'd spend 5 minutes thinking about patients he'd seen with those conditions. He created personal relevance before he ever started reading. Before you read anything, spend 2 minutes getting interested. Look ahead at what's coming. Think about what you want to know. Create questions in your mind. Now your brain has a mission. 2. The visualization reading technique. Your brain remembers pictures better than words. So as you read, turn the words into mental movies. When you read that Abraham Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address, don't just read those words and move on. Stop for 3 seconds. Picture Lincoln standing there. See the crowd. Imagine his voice. Feel the weight of that moment. When you read about a concept, visualize it. If you are reading about compound interest, picture money literally multiplying in a bank account. See the numbers growing. Make it visual and concrete, not abstract. This is how children's brains work naturally. When you read a kid a story about a dragon, they see the dragon in their mind. They hear it roar. They feel the heat from its breath. That's why kids can retell stories perfectly. They didn't read words. They experienced a movie. Silva discovered that adults lose this ability because we're taught to read faster. We're told visualization slows us down, and it does. You'll read slower. But then, reading faster while remembering nothing is useless. Reading slower while remembering everything is powerful. As you read, pause every few paragraphs. Turn what you just read into a mental image. Make it vivid. Add color, movement, sound. The more detailed your mental movie, the better you'll remember it. 3. The emotional engagement method. Remember, emotion is your brain's highlighter. If something has emotional energy, it gets stored immediately. So you need to inject emotion into what you're reading. This sounds weird at first. How do you add emotion to a business book or a history textbook? Silva taught a simple trick. Relate everything to people and consequences. Let's say you're reading about the stock market crash of 1929. Don't just read the facts and figures. Think about a single family in that moment. Picture a father coming home to tell his wife they lost everything. Feel that fear. Imagine their kids not understanding why everything changed. Or you're reading a book about marketing strategies. Don't just absorb the technique. Imagine using it for your own business. Picture the success it could create. Feel the excitement of landing that big client. Or imagine the frustration if you don't use it and your competitor does. Silva would say, make it personal, make it emotional, make it real. Your brain doesn't care about abstract concepts, but it cares deeply about human stories and personal stakes. Here's a powerful example. Silva once worked with a law student who couldn't remember case law. Every case blurred together. Silva told him to imagine himself as the defendant in each case. Suddenly, every case mattered deeply. His retention went through the roof. As you read, constantly ask, how does this affect real people? How does this affect me? What would happen if this went wrong? Add human stakes to everything you read. 4. The active recall reading system. This is the most powerful technique Silva taught for reading. Most people read, close the book, and move on. Silva said you need to stop regularly and actively recall what you just read. Here's the system. After every section or every few pages, close the book. Now, without looking back, try to explain what you just read out loud. Pretend you're teaching it to someone. Use your own words. Reconstruct the main points from memory. This feels hard at first. You'll blank out. You'll struggle. That's the point. That struggle is your brain creating strong filing systems for that information. Every time you force yourself to recall something, you're building a stronger pathway to it. Think of it like this. Reading without recall is like walking through a forest once. You might vaguely remember the path, but forcing yourself to recall is like walking that same path 10 times. Now it's a clear trail your brain can follow easily. Silva emphasized that this is where most people fail with reading. They treat reading like a one-way street. Information goes in, but it never gets tested or used. Without recall, your brain sees no reason to keep it accessible. Set a timer while reading. Every 10 to 15 minutes, stop and close the book. Spend 2 minutes explaining what you just read out loud. Do this in your own words. If you can't explain it, read that section again. Then try again. Here's one more quick technique. As you read, constantly connect new information to things you already know. Your brain is a web of knowledge. New information sticks when you attach it to existing threads. Reading about a new productivity system, compare it to systems you've tried before. What's similar? What's different? Reading about World War I, connect it to World War II, which you already know about. Connect it to current events. Silva discovered that isolated information disappears, but connected information becomes part of your permanent knowledge structure. Every connection you make is another way to retrieve that information later. After reading each section, identify one thing you already knew that connects to what you just learned. Write it in the margin or in your notes. Build the web. Here's the truth about reading retention. It has nothing to do with how smart you are or how good your memory is. It's about how you engage with what you're reading. Silva proved that your brain is perfectly capable of remembering everything you read, but you have to give it what it needs: interest, visualization, emotion, and active recall. The 5 techniques we covered today work together. Build interest before you read. Turn words into mental pictures as you read. Add emotional stakes to make it matter. Use active recall to strengthen the pathways. And connect everything to what you already know. Do this, and you'll remember more from one book than most people remember from 10.